never really thought about how easy it would be for someone to pretend to be a cop, until it almost happened to me. It was late, maybe 11:30 p.m., and I was driving home from my friend's house. My route was mostly long stretches of empty highway, with the occasional gas station or fast food spot. I had taken this drive 100 times before, and never had any issues. About halfway home, I noticed headlights in my rearview mirror. At first, I didn't think much of it, just another car on the road. But then the lights got closer, too close. I switched lanes to let them pass, but they matched my speed. I started getting that weird feeling in my stomach, the kind you can't explain, but you know something is off. Then, just as I was starting to get uncomfortable, the red and blue lights flashed. A cop. I pulled over immediately, relieved that it was just a routine stop. I hadn't been speeding or doing anything wrong, so I figured maybe a taillight was out or something. I watched in my side mirror as the officer stepped out of his car. That's when my stomach dropped. No uniform, just dark pants, a jacket, and a baseball cap. And his patrol car? It was an old black sedan, no markings. Everything in my body was screaming at me that something was wrong. Still, I rolled my window down slightly as he approached. License and registration. His voice was too calm, too casual. I hesitated. Can I see your badge? His expression didn't change, but his hand gripped something at his waist. That's when I knew. A real cop wouldn't hesitate. A real cop wouldn't be nervous. I kept my foot hovering over the gas. Sir, he repeated, license and registration. I grabbed my phone from my passenger seat and held it up. I just need to call my dad real quick. He's a cop too. That was a lie, but it worked. The man froze. His hand relaxed. Then, without another word, he turned and walked back to his car. He got in, flipped off his lights, and sped past me. I sat there for a second, heart pounding in my chest, trying to process what just happened. Then I put my car in drive and booked it to the nearest gas station. As soon as I parked under the bright lights of the gas station, I dialed 911. I told the dispatcher everything. The car, the fake cop, the way he just drove off when I questioned him. I gave them the best description I could of the black sedan and whatever I could remember of his face, his clothes, and the way he spoke. The operator took down the report, but she didn't sound surprised. We've actually had a few reports like this lately. That's when my stomach turned again. The next day at work, I told a couple of my coworkers about what happened, and one of them went pale. Dude, something like that happened to my sister a few weeks ago. She had been driving home alone when an unmarked car flashed red and blue lights behind her. Something felt off to her too, but she pulled over anyway. The officer walked up to her window, just like with me, and asked for her license and registration. But as soon as she went to reach for it, he tried to yank open her door. Luckily, it was locked. She panicked, threw her car into drive, and took off. By the time she got to a safe place and called the cops, the guy was already gone. She never heard anything else about it. For weeks, I kept checking online to see if anyone else had posted about something similar. And then, about a month later, I saw a local news story. A man had been arrested for impersonating a police officer. His car? A black unmarked sedan. His MO? Pulling over women driving alone at night. I don't know what his end game was. I don't want to know. But ever since that night, I never immediately pull over when I see flashing lights behind me. I always wait until I'm in a well-lit public place before stopping. Because next time, I might not be so lucky.